my crochet and crafty friends, welcome to Travel Crochet. My name is Tracy. Here we are again for a Sunday night catch up and to see what I've made since Wednesday's video. So I've made a couple of things and by rights this video could be called or could be part of the challenge that Stacey makes and April from the Cozy Buckeye have got going was or is make patterns that are in your saved list. It's meant to be paid ones. All of them are paid ones that I've made except for one is a free Instagram, but they're all patterns that I haven't made before, so that is good. I did make one other pattern today during my live that I made before, but that was on my live. That was different and that wasn't completely put together, hasn't got eyes, isn't closed up and isn't stuffed, so that doesn't count. But talking about that, I do want to thank everyone that joined me on the live today. It ended up going for 2.5 hours. That time flies when you're having fun, I can tell you now. It's always a great laugh when we got on and talk about all kinds of subjects, so about kind of music we listen to food that we're eating and all sorts of things. So anyway, okay, and before I get into it, I have to thank our newest Traveller member, which is my membership here on YouTube, who joined during the live this morning, and that is Anita. Anita, I will try and pronounce your surname. I apologize if I say it wrong, which I probably will. I'm sorry. Giudilli. I apologize. That is probably completely, but anyway, I have a thing. Let me move over, so I'll put it here, of our current members on the Travellers. So thank you so much. I did recently do a member only video, so Anita, you'll be able to have a look at that. And to let everyone else know what is in the member only videos, you'll eventually get to see. They just see it a little bit earlier than everyone else, so you're not missing out on anything. It's just they get to see it a little bit earlier. And we've only had one so far. All right, now let's get into the patterns that I've made. So talking about memberships, 2 days ago, I think it was, I decided to join Crochet by Jenna's Patreon because I have purchased so many of her patterns anyway and I love her designs. So I decided to support her and join her Patreon. So I get now 2 free patterns of hers per month, which is fabulous. So I figure for the amount that I'm paying for the Patreon, 2 patterns a month is well and truly worth that. And when I first joined, you get the last 3 months worth of patterns that she's put out, and I definitely got my money's worth, I can tell you. But anyway, one of the patterns that she's recently put out, which is what I made, is this ferret. Now, I must admit, I did send it to Kim, my friend from Crafty Chaos Emporium, and she did not know what it was. I tried doing I looked up colours of ferrets, one of the albino type ones. That's why I put the pink eyes and the pink nose. Just thinking of that colour scheme. So it was a pretty good pattern. Jenna has now worked out with her patterns how to make the holes for the neck and the tails, which, yeah, has opened up a whole new world to her of different shapes of bodies and things. And it was a pretty easy pattern, I must say. I think it looks like a ferret. It is, you create the 4 legs. I'm trying to think how I did it now, geez. I honestly have forgotten. This was the first one I made and I can't remember how I made it now. The ears are made first and then crocheted in. The legs you make first then I'm pretty sure they were crocheted in, yes. And the tail also you make first, but it's crocheted in as well. That's right. It's coming back to me now. It's been a few days, God. But yes, I do. I'm probably a bit close, aren't I do recommend this pattern if you're after a ferret. I just thought it was something different. I hadn't seen a ferret before, so that was pretty good. And I used Zaddy Crafts yarn for this. I cannot remember the colour name. But yeah, the Zaddy Crafts is definitely beautiful to work up in, so highly recommend that too. So that was pattern number 1. So crochet by Jenna. Then the next pattern that I made, so this is just in the order that I made them, is a brand new pattern to me. Well, it's a pattern bundle that I purchased, and because I love making sea turtles, I bought another sea turtle bundle, and this is the Fruit Sea Turtles by Happy Turtle Crochet, and I made the passion fruit one, and I just think the colors that I managed to put together is just passion fruit all over. The only thing I will say, next time I make this pattern, and I will be, I'll be making all sorts of fruit turtles, I'm not going to do the flippers or the fins in the round, crochet in the round. I don't like the way they sit, to be honest. I would prefer to leave them off and sew them in later. I just think they're a bit too floppy, and you could sew them a little bit better than this. So I always do the pattern first, the way it is written, and then I'll change it next time once I learn. And I'm pretty sure I sewed the head upside down. But anyway, first time around, but I do love those colours. I'm not going to be able to make another passion fruit one though, because I don't think I have any more of this pinky purpley colour, but I love it. But other than the fins, I did really enjoy the pattern, and she has a really good way of when you're doing back loop and front loop of so you don't see the colour in between, you don't see the white in between the two layers, and yeah, it's a really good trick actually. So that is pattern number 2 that I did. And Happy Turtle Crochet on Etsy. As usual, everything will be linked in the description. Next, it's funny, I had just purchased this pattern, and then I got a message on Instagram from someone who was interested in getting me to make a custom Night Fury. And I said, well, funny you should say that, because I've just bought a brand new pattern and I was going to make him anyway. And this is this guy. So this one has a longer tail, which I really like actually. And I like the fins, or the tail fins on this guy. The shape of them is a really good shape. I really like that. So the reason why I wanted to try a new Night Fury pattern, the Snuggle Beans crochet pattern, which I love, but I didn't like the way at the back here it was half double crochets and then half double crochets decreased together, and I was finding I was getting like holes and gaps here because of the half double crochets. So I found this pattern, and this pattern is actually, it was funny, after I doing the ferret, it was very similar style where you do the chain around and make the hole like for the tail or for the neck or whatever, and there was no half double crochets, which was really good. And I like the way the wings turn out, the pattern of the, it's hard to see because it's all black, but just the shaping of the wings. Probably the only thing, and I like the shaping of the face as well, but the only thing I would probably wish was like the other pattern, Snuggle Beans pattern, was that you could crochet these horns in the round, but these ones are sewn on, but you know, that's neither here nor there. But yeah, and I really like the leg style as well. So there is a little bit of sewing, like the horns you sew on, you sew the head to the body, the wings to the body, the tail was crocheted in, I think the tail was crocheted in the end. Yes, and the legs are crocheted in, make first crocheted in. So yeah, I am really, really pleased with this guy. Absolutely love him. And I really like the extra long tail as well. Robin, you probably wouldn't like this because there was about 3 rows of 4 in the magic circle plus 4 rows, then about another 3 or 4 rows of 5. And then we gradually got up further. So if you don't like 4 in a magic circle and crocheting in that for a few rounds and then 5s and 6, you may not like it, but I really like the shape that it makes. And definitely that tail shape, I love that. What yarn did I use for this? This was Modavira blanket yarn, and I'm pretty sure I used a size 6 hook for that one. And I should have been saying that all along, what size hook I was using for the others. Daddy Crafts, I think I've been using a 5.5mm hook. I know he recommends 5, but since I've been crocheting differently, my tension is tighter, so I had to go up a size. And then this one, the velvet yarn, I think this one I went down to either 4 or 3.5. Might have been 4. Yeah. All right, next one that I made. So the next pattern I actually made reverse. I saw the yarn, I had an idea, and I wanted to see if it would work. I'll show you the yarn so you know what I'm talking about. I showed everyone in the live today, so sorry for everyone in the live that I'm repeating. But it's this type of yarn that we get from Spotlight that's 3 colours twisted together. And I was looking at it and I'm thinking, you know, when that's crocheted up, I think that would look like feathers. So I went and bought a pattern. No, I had the pattern bought already. And I thought of that pattern. I thought, oh, how good. So I made this owl, and look at the pattern for the feathers. It looks great. I think it really does look like feathers. Now, I looked up Hedwig from Harry Potter, and if I had have had there is a black and white version of this twisted yarn that you can get from Spotlight. If I had that would have been definitely Hedwig colours, because he's got the black spots on his wings and tail. But I didn't have that, so it is still the same team, but he's not Hedwig, it's his friend. And like I said earlier, this yarn is extra thick, and I had to use a size 6 hook, yes. So I went up to the size 6 in this Modavira yarn, and it's a little bit loose, not too bad. As you can see closely, there's a couple of holes and gaps, but it's not too bad. It's not too bad. So this pattern is by Crochet Grove, and I should have made the scarf a bit longer, but like I said on my live today, because it's got all the color changes, all I was getting, and you can't, you know, run the color through, you can't keep it going. I was just seeing all these ends hanging off and thinking, I'm gonna have to hide all these ends. That is enough. So I've strangling him a bit and making his neck nice and warm with the shorter scarf. But by that stage I had had enough. I think his beak's slightly crooked, but oh well, he's thinking. But I really do like this pattern. He sits really well, he's really big feet. So the feet are made separately and sewn on. The wings are made separately and sewn on, but the head body piece is one piece, so that's all shaped in one piece, and the tail is separately and sewn on. But I do like I do like him, something different. I haven't had this at my market, so Harry Potter fans might like it, or just owl fans really. So there you go. So that is, what are we up to? 4 items so far, and here I'm saying I need to make some smaller items and they've all been big. Then when I joined Crochet by Jenna's Patreon, you can be pattern tester for her for upcoming patterns. And you may have, if you've seen her latest video, she has a new pattern that will be coming out for, it will be September's Patreon pattern. And this is it. So this is, oh, I can't remember her name that she called her. Anyway, it's a giraffe. I love this pattern. I love it. Although I didn't love the color changes because I don't carry the yarn. I cut it because I find if I carry it, it ends up pulling tight and it misshapens the body. So there was a lot of cut and tying, but I think it's worth it. The spots look really, really good, I think. This little tail. The only thing that's sewn on is the tail. The ears are made first and the horns, and then they're crocheted in the round. The legs the same, crochet, make them first and then it's crocheted into the round. And then the neck hole thing that Jenna is now doing to make the neck hole, and then the nice short, and then you just sort of reattach the yarn and go up the neck to this point, and then you sew the head onto the neck. And I managed to stuff it really, really well. And it just happens to be that everything that I've decided to make, the colours matched Zaddy Crafts yarn. So this is, again, is Zaddy Crafts. Again, what did I use for this one? 5.5 mil hook, yeah. So I am going half a size larger than what Zaddy recommends for his yarn, but I mean, the stitches you can see are tight. There's no gaps. It's looking good. But so this pattern is going to be released on the 18th of September. What date are we today? Must be the 18th of August. It's 18th or something. I think it's 18th of August. So it must be the August release. I don't know, I'm confused. I've linked her Etsy in the description, and just you can keep an eye out for it. I'm sure you'll see in the social media when it is actually released. So it's with pattern testers at the moment. I think we had to the 13th or something to pattern test. And honestly, for a pattern test, I didn't see any mistakes. All the stitch counts were correct. No errors in spelling or punctuation or anything, so it was brilliant. So that was that, and I love the colors. Again, I don't know what Zaddy calls them, but you know, his fancy names for the colors. I could look it up, but I won't. So there we go. And I think I used 18 mil eyes, I'm pretty sure. And stands up perfectly, and the neck is not wobbly at all. It is strong as. So I've stuffed that one really well. And then last of all was a bonus little one that I did this afternoon. In the live today, we got chatting about capybaras. And I said, I've never made one. And then we worked out they're from South America, and I was very educational. It was very educational. And because I Googled them, and they're from South America, and they're very cute. And I must have missed the meme that started off the capybara craze, because I didn't know what started this, because I was going, why are capybaras suddenly very, you know, in trend or on trend? So yeah, apparently there was a meme. I don't know which meme it was, because then I searched that this afternoon, went down that rabbit hole, but there's a million memes about it, so I don't know which was the one that started it. But then Sherilyn, who was in our live, who's also known as Mist Lily on Instagram, sent me a message after the live and sent me a copy of, or a link to the free pattern that she uses and sells at her markets, and she says that do really well. And I can see why they do really well. I made this little guy. I think he is a perfect shape because I've seen other capybaras where they make the head really long and then he goes, but I think this is proportionate, like perfectly. Absolutely perfectly. And of course I go through the colors in my cupboard to see which one it matches the capybara colors the most, and of course it was Zaddy Crafts. The other colors in the browns in the Portercraft just weren't right, but this honestly did not take long to make. It is a very excellent market make, so he'd be a quick $5 make, that is for sure. He'll end up on the table. I don't know if he'd be small enough to be a backpack buddy or not, possibly. Definitely a little bit too big for a keychain, but maybe possibly backpack buddy. So yeah, you sort of look, he's, you know, the palm of my hand, because I know it's hard to tell on the screen sizes of things sometimes, but yeah, look, I whipped him up quickly after the live this afternoon. It didn't take me long at all. You know, it would have been 10-15 minutes maximum. I mean, I never time myself, but yeah, wasn't very long at all. So this one is a free Instagram pattern by Sweet Beans Crochet. So that will be linked. Well, her, as I always do, her Instagram page will be linked, and you'll just find the free pattern in there because people move their things around on Etsy and that, and then links are broken. So I just link you to the actual designer and then you go from there. And then there might be other things that you see that you like anyway. So that's why I do that. And I put little 8mm eyes that I'd saved for my jumping spiders. So I had to sacrifice a jumping spider because I only have like 2 sets left. So I need to put another order in, which I never thought I would, for 8, 10 and 12mm eyes because I'm in need of them now. So that is that. That is all my makes that I have made. I've been having fun of just going through some of my new patterns. I want to make some more of these fruit turtle ones, but yeah, definitely I just don't like the way that kind of hangs down there. It's, yeah, I think they're just, yeah, need to be back like that. So other than that, this pattern is fantastic. I really love the shape, the really rounded shape. So there'll be more fruit turtles coming. Now I better check my list. I had some more things to say, I'm pretty sure. Oh yes, last video, I'd asked people if they would like, I have 2 free patterns on Instagram, my baby alien, Grogu, and my big booty bob frog. And I asked if people would prefer a PDF pattern to those instead of, I know with, especially the baby alien pattern, it's quite a few pages on Instagram and you'd have to go scrolling a lot to make him. So I know those patterns in particular are a bit painful sometimes on Instagram to keep scrolling. So I now have both of those on the website just for $1, just to cover, you know, admin stuff. And so if you want those, they are there now listed, PDF patterns. Yeah, and again, thank you for all your support. The sale has now finished on Leonard the lobster, but if you did miss out, I have reduced his everyday price. So he is at a normal everyday reduced price now. So if you missed out, you can still get him at a reduced price. And I think that's all I got to say. So Sunday, next video will be a Wednesday. I'm still thinking I'm going to skip next Sunday's market, but there's a long time between now and next Sunday. So I still have time to see if I think I've got enough stock to go or not. We'll see. If not, and I don't attend the market, I'll probably have another YouTube live on the Sunday again, because that is fun. That is a whole heap of fun, and it's good to have that back and forth interaction instead of like me talking to a camera or a phone and then posting it and then responding to comments. It's good to have that real-time conversations. So that's been real fun. Really enjoyed that today, and thank you everyone who popped on, and it was great to see everyone. And I'd just like to say that it's great to see Karen from Yarn and Whimsical Designs. Oh my god, it's been so long I've forgotten the name of your channel. I'm pretty sure it's Yarn and Whimsy Designs. Sorry if I got that wrong. So glad to see Karen back and posting on her YouTube again. I am so glad that everything was okay. I was getting worried. I had sent her several messages on Instagram saying, are you okay? You're alive. We miss you. So she's back and she's posting again, and I'm so happy. And I saw in the chat, she joined us today in the chat, and a heap of people were happy as I am. So if you haven't checked her out before, go and check out her channel. She is fabulous. And I must say that I'll give another shout out to another channel that I've recently discovered is I'm a Flamingo, and she's based in the UK. She is adorable. She is so funny. I love her channel. She's still under 1,000 subscribers, but she is just wonderful. I love watching her. And it's great to find some new YouTube channels to watch, which I'm scrolling through all day, every day to see what I can find out there. So I might try and shout out some new channels that I find here and there, and yeah, you might go and check them out. I might even link them in the description as well while I'm thinking about it. All right, thank you so much, guys, and until Wednesday, I have to keep thinking what day it is. We'll see you then, and thank you so much again for your support, and we'll see you next time. Bye.